final week of our big backyard. This week we're talking about a natural resource that we all use each and every day. We drink it, we brush our teeth with it, sometimes we even play in it. Have you guessed what I'm talking about? Water! This week, your activities, you will learn about where water goes, you will create your own special water habitat, then you will get to paint using watercolors, and we'll finish everything off with some refreshing fruit-infused water. Time to make some conservation connections. By now, I'm sure you all know that conservation is the protection of things found in nature, and water is definitely one of those things. When you learn where water goes this week, you will also learn that water comes in many different forms. The water we have here in Western North Carolina is very different from water in other places. For instance, water at the beach is salty, whereas the water we have in the mountains is not. You won't find any oceans in Western North Carolina, but you will find lots of rivers, streams, lakes, and waterfalls. One of your activities this week focuses on a water source that doesn't get talked about as much as waterfalls, but is very important to the health of the plants and animals in our big backyard. The water source I'm talking about is called a wetland. So what is a wetland? Well, it's sort of what it sounds like, land that is extremely wet. If you're not impressed, wait till you hear what they do. Wetlands provide what we call ecosystem services. They help to slow or prevent the negative effects of flooding. They restore our groundwater, and wetlands even help filter out chemicals and waste that get washed off roads and buildings during storms. In the mountains where we live, you might find two types of wetlands. One is called a bog, and the other is called a fen. The difference between them is where their water comes from. In a bog, most of the water comes from rain and snow. In a fen, the water also comes from nearby streams and groundwater. If you ever find yourself in a bog or a fen, you might not know it until you start sinking into it. From the surface, they can look just like muddy fields. Only certain plants can grow in the middle of a wetland, so often you will notice trees making a sort of ring around it. Another way to tell you are in a wetland is to look for some indicator species, which are plants that hint to us what kind of habitat we might be in. Some plants that are common to wetlands are peat moss, cranberries, water lilies, and a special carnivorous plant that eats insects called a pitcher plant. Bogs and fens support certain animal life too, like beavers, muskrats, and a very special, very tiny turtle called a bog turtle. Wetlands are important ecosystems to protect because they offer a home to several threatened and endangered plants and animals like the bog turtle. These habitats also act as resting places for many migratory birds, but because of structures like roads, parking lots, and buildings, Western North Carolina has lost most of our mountain bogs. We used to have over 5,000 acres of these wetland areas, and now we have less than 500 acres. That is why Foothills Conservancy has recently protected a bog site right here in Burt County. And as long as we have the support of community members like you, we will continue to protect as many wetlands as we can. So, have you ever seen a frog on a log in a bog? If not, be sure to check out the links on Moodle in this week's lesson so you can find wetlands near you to explore in real life. Okay campers, now it's time to dig into your kit and pull out your final prizes for being so awesome last week. This time you got a slack bag, a t-shirt, and a water bottle. You can use the infographic in your kit to learn how much water you should drink every day to stay hydrated. And don't forget to take a picture of yourself wearing your t-shirt and upload it to Moodle. Use your slack bag next time you go on an adventure outside to keep all the tools we've given you to explore nature. So what are you waiting for? Stop watching this video and go have fun learning about water.